Sir, okay.
Yes. I'll answer that question. Let it be the last one. I will give you my own suggestion.
Okay, sir. Let me ask a very simple primary question, at least, because some people might be hearing, what they call it. Just when you were talking about NISO here, talking about TC and talking about this, some people may not even actually know the purview of NISO. Don't some people may not even know what NISO is all about or what TCN is all about, or can you just so please, if from your experience, can you just like buttress points on NISO, taking into consideration their work?
I will answer that question based on the experience I had from my XLA training, from the pioneer Excel experience, or what's supposed to have been done before now. I'll say come to that question. Very good. So I'm waiting for your question.
Okay, sir. Let me.
Okay.
I want to know. Let me use domestic house as an example. There'll be a time maybe a witness kind of short reduce the voltage in the supply of current. The witness at the point you see that maybe what that current is carrying in your house, the voltage will drop.
When you are seeing a little, maybe this light is not glowing so white, that's what you're trying to.
Yes.
What do you think that could be the cause? We have two parameters that are giving us the power, voltage and current.
Yes.
So when the light is not shining very, very well, what could have been the wahala?
Voltage.
Low voltage, right? How am I sure? The two parameters work hand in hand.
It is the voltage that drives.
Voltage is the first now.
Current.
Current ampere.
So
Half
current.
Half
Current. So what are you trying to, what actually
Mathematically, whether low or normal voltage, low voltage, does it affect the not somehow does it affect the consumption of the
you've told me now? What drives the current is the voltage. So if the voltage is not enough, the driver will not run speed.
So if there is a defect meter now and voltage is low,
The meter will not be running hard. Do you know the reason? You have two reasons. One, the voltage is not there to drive it. Secondly, your equipment that you use to consume those. Number one cause of that low voltage will be somewhat
imbalance load. This is whereby there's an issue. Probably the lines, probably one particular breaker of the line is having issue due to post discordance. So probably only two phases are going at that end at that particular time. The discos will come and they would take out that line. But before then, you experience that low voltage occurring.
That's number one. Yeah, number two, madam. Number two. The experience we are going to, why we are experiencing the
It's from the supplier. If the supplier, that's the voltage we are giving. Like most times here we will shout, Kalago, what voltage are you carrying? Because here we are seeing low voltage ourselves. So what they will still receive is low, and what they will give us. So it's still from the supply. If the supply is low, it affects everybody.
So what is the possible thing madam need to do if you notice that low voltage?
We call you.
If it's from transformer,
Madam, I know actually. No actually. I want her to know. I want you to crack your brain. There will be a time you will be here. They will tell you somebody at 1:30. 3:30. We are expressing low voltage. You have about 1:30. It's not up to 1. You have about 1:29. 1:30. You run here and come and check. There's something you need to check here.
You do a tap change.
you check the voltage.
And when you are calling this voltage, you are taking voltage every second and every minute. What is the essence of taking this voltage? What's the essence of taking this voltage every 1 hour? You went and take voltage. Everyone went and take voltage. What's the essence of doing that? Oh, have you ever complained that this voltage is low
Or very high.
or very high? Have you ever seen it? It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. You have seen it at 130. You have seen it at 129.
And they will still
You have
record
seen
it
it at
and go.
127. You are not talking. That's voltage violation. That's voltage violation. If I see this voltage 134, 135, I didn't tell anything, I'm in trouble.
But that one you can't control it by tapping. But
I mean,
this one that you can control, you should
I'm
do
in
it.
trouble. So if this man is taking this voltage, I didn't tell me, okay? Our voltage is 129. And you people are taking this voltage, everyone now. We are in trouble. So that's what the quality.
That's number one. If you
What
have
should
got
be
the
the
minimum
normal?
The quality. See, in every station have their own peculiarity.
plus or minus 10%. Just one have
The plus or minus 10% of 132 kV line depends on the area you are feeding. Assuming that I'm seeing this voltage at 135, I might not worry because I'm going as far as Yandev.
Yandev.
Before it gets to Yandev, it might be 130.
losses on the
There's losses on the line. At times, there's what they call capacity influence. But most of the time, it's happened at high voltage at 330. You might have 300 at connection. Before you get here, it's 350. Because of what? The capacitance of the line. Increase voltage at times. But mostly
because
it's
of reactive loads.
capacitance, capacity load.
Capacitive loads.
Yes. At times it happens on 330, but 132 at times it doesn't normally happen. Most of the time we have reduction in load. If you are Tenkala Gomaga and you are seeing your voltage at 120, 125, what measures are you going to take?
I'll call.
Number one.
I will call the
And you? What's the next one? No. You already have
You are
that
the one
problem.
you are the one receiving.
You are the one receiving. I say maybe you are at Yande. And you are still voting at 129.
That what voltage you are taking.
You have low voltage.
So what
I
will
will
you do?
go later and then this.
Assuming we have capacitor bank, what will you do with the capacitor bank?
In your station.
In the station, have a capacitor bank in the station. What are you going to do with it? Okay, what are you going to do with the capacitor bank? At Yandev, you have Yandev, your voltage is at 129. What are you going to do with the capacitor bank? You carry it and put it down to me. Okay, assuming that we are here, our voltage is 350, and we have reactor. What are you going to do with the reactor? How? How will we use it? You don't know how. See? How?
Put it on now.
You are going to Gwaja have reactor. So you bring in your reactor, and what when you bring in your reactor, what have you done? No, you have done something.
You reduce the load.
Your
I mean the
Your
voltage.
reactive
No.
load
reduce the current and
No.
yeah.
Mr. Hughes, what have you done when you bring in your reactor?
You have stabilized the voltage.
No, sir. What have you done?
When you bring in,
Reactor.
I think it's voltage compensation. Right?
No, sir. It added load to your system.
Don't worry. Added load.
Added load.
Yes.
Added load to the system.
to reduce the reactive. Because reactive
So
load
the
is
reactive
dormant
load
load.
is
Is what is causing the
dormant
high
load. So
voltage.
the high voltage is high. So when you bring it, try to absorb
That
the-
reactive
that
load.
reactive load. It acts as you on your fridge, you on your AC, you on this.
Reduce the voltage.
Assuming in your house, your generator. Once you don't pass, start your generator. Boom. You don't oh no, hello man. So yeah, he add the guitar is like A reactor. Am I understood?
Bimbala.
I'm not finished. I've asked somebody about what we're going to do with our capacitor bank in my station when we have
You on the
capacitor. But what did he do?
it brings up.
I'm sorry that people didn't do engineering, but it's okay. Let's bring up
But capacitor is
its
still
capacitor bank.
reactive is still English. It's reacted.
Madam, you are joining me with you are joining with your engineering system. So you bring in your capacitor bank, okay? What the capacitor and it aids the voltage.
Oh, yeah, capacity.
Capacitor.
It aids the voltage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Niso.
Niso, answer your question.
Niso
So in this in the distribution, what is their own punishment? Because like now, if the
If I
TCL
tell you their punishment, you see how they are running the assessment. You're always on this man's neck. Don't worry, when you are posted, you know what to do. So,
the Niso and the
how is she there already?
I don't know.
It's her- it- the one
By
will
the
get our
posting, by the
posting.
posting, they are
So-
doing RSLA.
I still remember your question. So,
Niso
is there any
and
question
TCL.
before this Niso one? Because I'm not eating. No,
If they-
I'm coming.
if the
I'm not,
voltage is
no,
very high, then Johnny went to-
no, let me come. I'll answer that question. If the voltage is high, your equipment that is rated, the voltage, every equipment is rated in a particular voltage with its tolerance. So if it's above that tolerance, what will happen? Booza.
As simple as that.
It's as simple as that.
Insulator there.
All the insulators, all the everything will start busting and the rest of it.
The relay will overvolted relay.
Assume that it doesn't work.
If it's not working,
Well, we assume that it's working.
if your
The normal
reactor-
triple and
if your
differential, maybe it's a
reactor-
triple
So,
and
if your reactor-
with little knowledge or little things that I've read about NISO, SLA, and what's it called?
TCN.
TCN. I don't think there's much different in what we are doing. It's just splitting of duty. Just splitting of duty. What ISO is presently doing. We combine the whole work before now. Both the work of operations and regulating the system. Because the person that is in this table, NCC gives order when the voltage is high to drop load, when the voltage is low to increase its load, taps and the rest of them. So in essence, why I think this creation of NISO in the, if I should bring in the issue of SLA that actually should I say that gave birth to this practice that we are about seeing in TCL, because of the officiating of these problems we are seeing. Like, what exactly happened today? Okay, you were here yesterday when something happened, and our guy was trying to tell Chidema that if this one happened, that one happened, I could have penalized you for not restoring your station on time after tripping. And Chidema gave her an excuse that it is not me, it is the equipment. Equipment refused to respond. So I have to go as far as the switch yard to carry out some screen charge and the rest of them before coming to close back. My brother, this one will not even want to hear. It is the equipment. It is part of your job to make sure that the equipment is functional.
That's why they give her maintenance every day. That one is free for
You see that? So the man here as a NISO staff will simply take his paper and pen. It is logging. Delay in restoration was because of the equipment did not respond. Boom. Time delayed 10 minutes.
TCM.
So
Party responsible TCN.
So the primary function of NISO is supervision
Supervision and regulating.
and regulating. Okay. No technical.
No technical.
All right.
And it is a very taxing.
It's brain drain.
It's very, very
Brain
taxing. Yes. You need to know the job.
And it's good for fighters, not for peacemakers like me. If you're a peacemaker,
Because
you can't do this
for
alone.
you to be good in this mission effect, you need to know system operation.
Front and back.
You need to know what system operation is talking about. You need to know what the time of operation that is allowable. You putting yourself, you are carrying out the operation. Like what Madam Chidinma just said. Oga, there are some operations that is more than 10 minutes. So if she is a NISO staff, she needs to use her brain that this operation that I'm giving 10 minutes is supposed to be 15 minutes. So in his report, the operation is excess of 10 minutes due to distance of the breaker or distance of the switch yard, or switching equipment or a valid excuse. My dear, a lot of excuses are not being carried, are not even allowed. For instance, if I say that the delay of this operation was due to distance of equipment and control, I will ask you, why is it not automated? Because a time will come when all these equipments have to be automated, has to have his flexibility in operations. So NISO practically is foreseen for this equipment. There will be equipment that a NISO staff will be here and will tell you that equipment, you cannot operate it in this grid again. He has the right to tell you, Oga, that breaker, you are not operating it in this grid, go and replace it. And he will write that he stops an operation due to a dangerous or ineffective breaker that will have to interrupt the flow of the grid supply. Full stop. He will send it to his headquarters will approve it. Boom, Oga and change it. My brother, if that breaker you didn't change, it's taking 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and there are some supplies that you're supposed to make. Those people are losing revenue. Guy, you are going to pay.
1251.
You are going to pay for that mishap. So, my dear, I believe that some measures will need to look at it even before the final taking off of this NISO and TISO and everything. We need to look depth, both parties. Even NISO need to know the staffs they are putting in a particular position to take some positions, to take some decisions. And even TSP need to know the staffs they are going to put and have a proper training of both the staffs and the workmen. It's going to be crazy if things that is being propelled is going to come into play. Guy is going to be crazy. As ever I'm gonna give myself, we will be panicking. Even the linesman, you will see him at times himself, Gulumoto, not behind a line, Nina. Gini ko na behind. Come with vegetation on a big glow, if that close to the line. I will be in the morning, no. Nta ko no mgbe I no na line the trip, about trace the line for vegetation.
Like here, we patrol another place, and we thought they're going to that site. When I had another place, give me the same patrol land that is not because of the work. I have to go to no ship before we wait and go. So they wake up and they will come. Like yesterday, they came for this outage, AP6, because no ship patrol, yeah. Those are the patrol every day. Now, I don't know line.
You will see the PCIM man every morning. He will come and open all these things.
Yeah, could be.
Open it. Then come on, let me wire my table.
Like you can't make yesterday. And this thing does not want to understand why how would you ever, but already before ga-akpọgide ndị a before ha bịa za OF19 ahụ. Enyebekwa OF19 ha wụtago ebe a before we na restaurant that. Ọrụ kịta abụrụzikwa ọrụ eji akwụtaba n'aka agba.
But yesterday I respond to ASAP. Yesterday, yes. Yes, yes.
Yeah. Now the annual maintenance is no longer to be annual maintenance. It's going to be everyday
Daily maintenance.
because the PCIM, the license, the EMD, all of them, they're supposed to when they come work in the morning, they go to their own supervision.
Check the equipment.
It's not that they're going to be relying on what the operators tell them. They will call you and say that I'm going to the switch yard. Look at what I'm going to do. Look at what I'm going to do. Time to time, they need to do that. And once they know that they have set all the machineries that can even report fault to them, before they know it, they can now, because some of the equipment are manually operated. It's not like Obodo that will tell you that nobody goes to their switch yard because they have to pay hazard for them to go to that switch yard to check where they can, what's it called? To boycott something that's supposed to happen.
Normal practice.
They're not supposed to do it.
Yes, no.
It's not for everyday process.
Oh my God, obsolete
But
equipment.
the way things are now, they need to do that. Like what happens today? Yes, we used to have each shift you come, you have 3 meals.
Don't understand the charges you're
Morning,
paying.
afternoon, night. Each you have to take milk. Once you come to duty, you report on the duty man and control room and you have to take it.
In 1 milk, no brother Jibe.
That's before now. I have to take it in my house. So,
Yeah, milk.
so at least this is a facial.
Yeah, pick milk. That's
Yeah,
liquid milk.
liquid milk is the best. This is just a peripheral description of what we are expecting. Just like that. It depends on how you want to take it.
And again, you also need
So, let me answer your question about the digital. Okay.
There was a particular day we are this shift. So,
Are you sure it's this shift?
no, not this one.
You're on shift. Oh, not this shift, because shift time. I have an every day.
As well.
This month, I think sometimes
Just draw your face.
whether that this frequency dropped to 419. Yeah.
499.
49.19.
I will slap the lot of you. I'm having frequency on my phone.
419.
49.19. So I observed that I go for picking rush to TR1 and open it. And he informed the NCC. So when the frequency comes up,
Stabilized.
he called the NCC and asked them that he want to restore. They now restore. And I know that this TR1 had a lot of feeders under it. I was full at that moment. Then
This question has been giving a lot of reports when I answer it this way. I want to answer it now. Okay? Understand? Before now, what Ogofo did is very, very 100% correct. It's typically saving the system, taking the first action to take that system. But unfortunately, these days, he might be wrong. He might be 100% wrong because he have incurred costs for TCN unexpectedly. Do you know why? These days, frequency going down, not nose diving now. Frequency going down to 49.9 It's not a crime.
They know what they're doing.
For instance, maybe there's an outage that was about coming up. Like what I explained to you before now, madam. There's an outage that about coming up. And that person have told NCC, please, I want to open a feeder of 70 megawatts because of that work that we are about to do. A load of 70 megawatts is leaving the system. It's a very big load. It's a very big load. Sure, understand. NCC at that time will call generation. Generation, drop your generation by 70 megawatts. These two things are not happening simultaneously. You need to drop the generation before you drop the load. So at the point of this generation dropping generation of 70 megawatts, that man is still having the 70 megawatts. He has not dropped it. Frequency now starts dropping to 49.9. Communication is still going on between this man and NCC coordinator. You have seen that this man has dropped that. He's about calling you that have asked that you are dropping 70 megawatts at load. You yourself has once run and go and drop 80 megawatts. What have you cost? You've cost the man at NCC more work. You notice that? You have to start a coordination again. Because all of them are carrying. If they are carrying above their location, the frequency is going down. My dear, my brother, don't call the person to drop 20 megawatts and drop 30 megawatts. Call the person. Go to your location. Go to your location. That's an NCC told you the person. Then at the Nigerian Calago to go to his allocation. His allocation will go 30 megawatts. Will go 50 megawatts. He then I asked the Calago man to go to your allocation when he's on 50 megawatts and his allocation is 30 megawatts. So he's supposed to drop 20 megawatts. On what? On allocation. On local allocation maintenance. Let me pay the allocation. EDC will non-compliance.
I swear.
Good and fine. When you open it, it is we as SLA coordinator. That is when we do coordination. That is when we do reconciliation. That is when I came in as a reconciliation. When I, what is it? That is when my SLA, when me and the EDP are reconciling now. I just said, they open us. They open us so time. Why did they open us? I said, you are above your location. Look at what you are carrying. And this is why you are open. And this and this time. And this time and this time and this time and this time. Everything. Okay, is that what happened? Okay. You are telling me, who asked me? Where, punishment. If you don't want one punishment, it has to be. No. Yes, or not apply to those allocations.
How is this? Yeah, bad guy.
Say hi to the camera. He was live present during our orientation. Well done. So, orientation. Hi. Whatever bus I don't tell him so. I swear. And I'm matching in a transformer. I don't want to talk here. So some do time my transformers in total.
Everybody when everybody when they
In total. Yeah.
Hello.
And they feel all these big transformers now. Wake up. Question and answer sessions. Well
I want to
carried out.
have some.
In conclusion, right?
You continue tomorrow.
No, it's Saturday.
So, you want to conclude?
Let's shift. Let's shift. So I want to answer Chidinma's question and I'll conclude from that place. She asked me, in my own opinion, how do we combine energy theft?
Ejaga. One mgbede ka mma bụkwa nta ka ebido okwu bịa. One mgbede ka mma. Ntị gị ọkụ ịkwetara nke a? Nee obodo Chukwu ada ekpekwa ekpele ka Chukwu bịa n'ọlụ ha ọgụ. Na-enye ịkpasu ohi iwe abịabe gị. Ụlọ obodo anya si kpebe ekpele si mebe nke a si mebe fasting si mebe na Israel ị ka ha ka ụka mana ndị be anyị like chacha nya ịwọli onwe ha. Ihe ọ na-abụ sometimes ịjụọ mmadụ ajụjụ a na o nwere ya ọ ga-asa gị. Ndị anyị na-amụta Christianity n'aka ha ịchọ ha okwu ewere ọgụ bịa be gị why ife onye a na-ene gị anya ka isi anụ asị Israel January to December ha nụrụ ọgụ is a boring year for them. You nwere idea? You nwere idea? January to December ha nụrụ ọgụ is a boring year for them.
Mr. Hills, I want Millie. I'm testing. Okay. Chidinma. Ihe anyị jụrụ m na nke ọ ebe anyị na-ama argument. Somebody will say that now be very, very difficult. It's as difficult as equity corruption in Nigeria and equity energy theft. Do you believe that? Do you believe?
Needs distribution, they are not serious.
Very difficult in Nigeria.
So how do Ghana, Cameroon stop their own?
Nigeria, I don't know the way we reason as a Nigerian people. Origin,
I the smart, yes.
Foundation is faulty.
we always find a way
I the
to maneuver.
I the smart, yes.
We always find a way.
But
When you're the smart, when you're the smart.
but when the smart is smart, you become smarter. You are not being smarter. And I know you must have done this thing. The first time I recharged an MTN card, and you change the number, try to recharge it 2 or 3 times. Think I make.
I buy your line. I buy your line. Yes.
So, what did MTN did? What is their own?
penalty for this before they open it.
Or you go to
That
hours.
is their own strategy. So why are we not having strategies for this energy theft? Why are we not thinking in that direction? Why are we not thinking strategizing?
Okay, like for instance, if I like here the Quebec dumper, they now say whether they connected direct to 33 to 33. Connect where the rock direct. It didn't pass through the meter. How do we hold those people?
I'm coming.
Okay. Because after the line, ban not the line.
Assuming that ED is saying that you want a video when I'm bypass, they will get 100,000. What do you think will happen?
I don't know.
I think when I are creative work,
Yeah.
all creative
You
work.
got a new phone.
Also, you tell her your phone, you make video phone,
As simple as that.
because we tell her video. Monya
Monya,
the hook with your call. It's a tell her what the hook with your evidence on the hook. Just any person will tell her one, you want